I've been lean for 10 years and I avoid what most guys have tried. Big problem I see for men who are trying to eat healthy and train hard but are still over 20% body fat is that their plans are overcomplicated and keeping them stuck. But there are only 5 things I did to get lean and I still do, and here's what they are. It is still widely believed that more training days means more results. After catching a true glimpse in the mirror or an old photo and seeing just how much body fat has piled on, many guys then commit to a 5-day workout split and go hard until there's a late night, a bad sleep, a busy week, a sick kid, and then suddenly they're shuffling workouts like a casino dealer shuffling cards. So when they miss one, they never actually catch up and end up doing less than what they had planned for if they just stuck to 3 workouts to begin with. I train 3 days a week, hitting each muscle twice per week, and I've made the biggest gains of my progress doing it this way. And it's not that more doesn't work, but 3 is what I can guarantee every single week for 10 years straight. Consistency quality beats temporary quantity. Being fit for 3 months won't satisfy you if you're unfit and fat for the other 9. But training's only half the battle because most guys make the other half unnecessarily complicated too. Now, some people go from being on the seafood diet where they see food and they eat it to suddenly eating like a bodybuilder prepping for a photo shoot with exotic ingredients, hours of prepping meals that take a food science degree to actually figure out. And as you would expect, this doesn't last. The extra daily decisions, the clashing with family wants and needs, the work and social commitments and travel. And this is why I eat mostly the same meals every single week on repeat to remove the unnecessary decisions. Otherwise, it's like trying to run a business or your career on a new plan every single day instead of building systems and then only stepping in when it's required. That's what repeating meals does. And there's studies on this. 112 people were tracked over 12 weeks. And those who were repeating the meals lost 5.9% of their body fat, compared to the group who were eating varied meals lost 4.3%. So I call this the autopilot approach because it doesn't need endless willpower inside of a hectic schedule. And I trust my own numbers well enough to stop needing another person's opinion on it. I know when I'm in a deficit, when I'm in maintenance, or a surplus. And when someone gives you random advice, you can just smile and nod. If that's the piece you're missing, this is exactly what I build with the men that I coach one-to-one. Link is below if you want to get more details and have it built properly. However, there's one big thing that ruins even the best diets and workout plans that I see all the time. A lack of motivation doesn't always wreck a streak. Most people can push on without it. So what actually kills workout progress? It's fatigue, a lack of energy. What's the biggest driver of that? It is crappy sleep with added life and work stress. Also, what kills your diet consistency? Hunger and cravings that you can't outlast. And what's the leading cause for that? The exact same thing. Fatigue and low energy from crappy sleep and stress that you probably don't need. Bad sleep tanks your testosterone, weakens your immune system, spikes visceral fat and hunger all at the same time. And this is why sleep is my non-negotiable. It is the one thing holding everything together. So 8 hours in bed with 1 to 2 hours of REM and about an hour and a half of deep sleep combined, that is the target. And then going to bed around about the same time every night, non-negotiable. If you fight this, you will never win. Sleep is the ultimate biohack and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And there is a similar sabotage effect happening within your body that most guys are overlooking in this process. So you can work out consistently and still get stuck. And it's not because you don't know how to train, it's because your body has quietly become very stiff and fragile, especially through the hips, the glutes, the hamstrings, the core, and the upper back. So tight hips and weak glutes mean that you can't lift heavy safely, which also means you can't progressively overload. And that means you can't build that much muscle, which is really the whole point of training for body composition, metabolism, and longevity. This is also why men over 30 get injured easily just in daily life, not just in the gym. So if you sit for most of the day, just like I do, your daily mobility routine is not an optional thing that you can do when you feel like it. Mine takes 5 or 10 minutes and it includes 20 leg swings, front and side to side, a squat sit, some dead hangs, external band rotations, and a chest stretch. So you want to think of this as like insurance for your body that lets you build and maintain optimal muscle mass and optimal shape and mobility. But even with all of that locked in, the fifth thing is a force that's working against you the entire time that you're losing body fat. So in a fat loss deficit, your body is basically eating itself because you're using stored body fat to cover the gap between what you're burning, right? That fights against years of homeostasis. So in subtle ways, your body is like fighting back by dropping your energy and turning up your hunger. However, you wouldn't run a marathon without refueling at some point and expect it to go well. And this applies to your fat loss phase. That is why every 3 to 4 weeks, I would take a refeed day, and every, say, 2 to 3 months, take a short 2 to 4 day diet break so that I can re enter the deficit feeling recovered instead of burning myself out. And this is also why strict diets fail long term, because guys go all in, they may or may not hit the goal, but then they will dump the whole plan the moment they get to the goal or close enough. Then, the second the hardcore plan goes, the fat strikes back, and this is a cycle that men repeat for years. So, what matters isn't how fast you get lean, it's that you actually get lean and you stay lean. So, this is not exotic. There's no shiny objects that you probably haven't heard of before. The magic is in doing these things over and over and over, like I have for 10 years. And if you're already doing the right things or feel like you are, but you're still stuck, you do not need more complexity and more things to commit to. You need a data driven system that is built for your actual life. And that is exactly what I build for the men I coach. So they stop guessing and they start running on the same autopilot that I've been doing for the last decade. And if you are done experimenting and you're ready to fix this problem, link is below this video in the description. After you check that out and go watch this video to see the correct way to cut to 15% body fat.